Hello everyone. So I'm Sharmishta Seal, Center Head of Beanstalk International Preschool, Karnal. So hope you are all keeping safe and healthy. On behalf of Beanstalk School and Scholastic, I would like to welcome and thanks all the parents for taking out time and joining us in this virtual workshop of storytelling. I will also like to welcome our honorable guest, Mrs. Preminda, who is not only an eminent storyteller, but she is also a mentor, a teacher, and a guide. She has done a master's in elementary education from New York and has been associated with Scholastic since long. And according to her, she believes that storytelling is the finest means of education. I really appreciate that, ma'am, and I really believe you.
Thank you.
So, parents, stay tuned with us, and after this session, we will be unfolding an enormous surprise for you all. So, for whom is this storytelling? ये storytelling किन लोगों के लिए है? ये parents के लिए है, ये बच्चों के लिए है. बच्चों के लिए ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है, स्टोरी के माध्यम से उनके एजुकेशन बहुत जरूरी है, एंड पेरेंट्स के लिए ये टेक्निक जानना बहुत जरूरी है. तो इन दिस डिफिकल्ट टाइम हम लिटरली अपने बच्चे को 4 दीवार में बंद कर रखे हैं. वी हैव लॉक्ड देम विद इन दिस 4 वॉल्स एंड बाहर भी ले जा रहे हैं, दैट टू फॉर रेस्ट्रिक्टेड टाइमिंग. बच्चे का स्टडी टाइम, learning, recreation and as well as entertainment, सब कुछ इस स्क्रीन में समेट के रह गया है. So what about their critical thinking? What about their imaginative mind? How they can develop all these things? There steps in the storytelling part. So storytelling have an immense impact on these children's cognitive development during these formative years. Storytelling, story reading, listening to stories enable and enrich a child to counter and to adapt their future life in a fruitful and meaningful as well as in a innovative way. Storytelling enriches a child's vocabulary. It forges bonding, connection among people, between people and ideas. हम में से बहुत लोग याद करते हैं ना कि मेरे दादी ने ये कहानी सुनाती थी, या दादी या नानी या मम्मी पापा बेड टाइम स्टोरी सुनाते थे. सो व्हाई डू वी रिमेंबर ऑल दिस थिंग्स? क्योंकि स्टोरी ऑलवेज क्रिएट्स अ मैजिक. इट गिव्स अ सेंस ऑफ वंडर एट द वर्ल्ड, और वो बहुत खूबसूरत से बॉन्ड बनाता है एक स्टोरी टेलर के साथ जो स्टोरी लिसन करते हैं उनकी. स्टोरी आजकल के जो मॉडर्न मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर्स हैं और जो लीडर्स हैं, मॉडर्न लीडर्स, दे चूज स्टोरी टू मेंटोर, टू मोटिवेट, टू टीच एंड टू इंस्पायर देयर ऑडियंस. स्टोरी टेलिंग के माध्यम से बच्चे बहुत अच्छे से दूसरे कल्चर के बारे में जानते हैं, एंड दे गेट टू नो हाउ टू अप्रिशिएट अदर कल्चर्स एज वेल. सो ज्यादा वक्त ना जाया करते, प्रमिंदा मैम को हैंड ओवर करने से पहले मैं बोलना चाहूंगी पेरेंट्स को, प्लीज स्टे ट्यून विद अस. इट विल टेक हार्डली 30 to 35 मिनट्स, एंड उसके बाद एज आई टोल्ड यू कि एक इमेंस सरप्राइज है आप सबके लिए. So we will be unfolding it at the end. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, I am starting. Oh well, sorry. Can you all see me? I'm the person, right? What you might have to do is put on speaker view so that You can see me when I'm telling the story, okay? I hope you're all very digitally clever by now. So I am going to, ma'am has told you so beautifully why stories are important. So I don't have to say anything to you. I'm going to start with a story. The most wonderful thing about stories is that they can be just made up. And the story I'm going to tell you is totally not a true story. So listen. Once upon a time, the earth was in a very bad shape, even worse than it is now. There was no food to eat. The animals had no food to eat. The birds had no food to eat. The fish had no food to eat. The reptiles had no food to eat. The insects had no food to eat. They were so hungry and they would keep begging, get us some food, get us some food. And one night, from the sky, thousands and thousands and many stars came falling down onto the ground. And next morning, when everybody woke up, the earth was covered in plants. Juicy leaves to munch, crispy, crunchy stems to crunch, beautiful flowers with nectar and honey, and colorful fruits, and everybody ate. The animals ate, the reptiles ate, the birds ate, the snakes ate, the fish ate, the insects ate, the people ate. They ate and ate and ate till their tummies were full and they were so strong. And when they'd finished eating, then they said, oops, we need to go and thank the stars. But they couldn't find them anywhere. And they looked and they looked and they said, where are the stars? Where are the stars? And suddenly one little worm said, I found it, I found it, I found the star, I found the star. And you know where the star was? You know what this is? It's an apple. Now here is the problem. I can't hear any of you because you're muted. And the reason you're muted is because if all of you start speaking, my mic goes down. So here we have something. I know I can't hear you, but in your rooms, as loud as you can, shout out the answer. All right? So what is this? Apple, right? And the worm said, you know what? There's a star inside the apple. And I'm going to try and show it to you. Here's the knife. I'm going to cut the apple and I hope it works because, you know, sometimes it doesn't work. Cut. And here, can you see the star inside the apple? Can you see? Can you count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a star right in the middle of the apple. And what is inside the star? Can you see those little brown things? They're seeds. So what is the magic that fell? What is the gift that nature gave us so that we can all eat? Plants. Now, of course, the story is not true. It's not true at all. There was never a time when this planet didn't have plants and there was always food to eat. But the story has two messages. One is that we have to be really grateful and thankful to all the plants because that's where our food starts from. And the second thing is, if you notice, nature loves every creature. And nature has something for every creature. So that is the message to us. So that is the wonderful thing about stories, that they don't have to be true, but you can enjoy them and you can learn something from them. Now I have a surprise for you. You know that worm that found the star in the apple? Well, I'm trying to look for him because he's run away somewhere. Come here, worm, bookworm. Ah, here is Bookworm. Bookworm, remember you told me about books? Will you tell the children? Bookworm, tell the bachas, no? I'm so sorry, he's very shy. And even though he wants to tell you many things, Bookworm is going to ask me to say them. Am I right? Okay, tell me. Yeah. All right. Bookworm says there are two types of stories. There are stories that people tell you, and there are stories that you can read for yourself. And both are good types of stories, right? Yeah? Okay. Bookworm says that when you hear a story from somebody's telling you a story, it's lots of fun because you hear their voice and you see their eyes and you see their body, and the story becomes so exciting. But there's a problem. If there's nobody there, there's nobody to tell you a story, right? Now, books. Bookworm loves books. Why does Bookworm loves books? Bookworm loves picture books. Bookworm says that when you see a picture book, there are two people who are telling you a story. The author, the writer who's written the words, and the illustrator who's made the drawing, and that is a story by itself. So books are so much fun because you get a double story. Yeah, Bookworm says there's a problem. If you don't know how to read, you can't hear. So that's a problem. But Bookworm says even if you can't read, you can look at the pictures, and if somebody has told you the story, you can remember the story. The other thing that Bookworm wants to tell you, yeah? All right. Other thing that Bookworm wants to tell you is you must read a story many times, not just once. Why? Because first time you get to know the story, second time you get to know all the words, but the third time and the fourth time you get to understand the story, and that's what makes you smart. Thank you, Bookworm. What? Bookworm is so naughty. Bookworm is saying, I have to ask you a riddle. Okay, you go, I'll ask the riddle because I need my hands. Okay. So I'm going to say the story riddle first in Hindi, then in English. ठीक है? ठीक है? Okay. हाथी के आगे दो हाथी, हाथी के पीछे दो हाथी, आगे हाथी, पीछे हाथी, बोलो कितने हाथी? Parents, no giving the answer. Parents, no giving the answer. I'm going to say it in English. There are two elephants in front of the elephant. There are two elephants behind the elephant. Elephants in front, elephants at the back. How many elephants? 1, 2, 3. Show me with your fingers. 4 or 5. So I'm saying 5. Why? Because हाथी के आगे दो हाथी, हाथी के पीछे दो हाथी, आगे हाथी, पीछे हाथी, बोलो कितने हाथी? मैं तो कहती हूँ 5. हाँ, Bookworm is laughing at me. You're so mean, Bookworm. Bookworm is saying, show them the answer. Okay, I'll show you the answer. Just wait a minute to get it organized. Can you see this? Let me bend it down a little bit. Right. ये है हाथी. ठीक है? हाथी, हाथी के आगे दो हाथी, हाथी के आगे दो हाथी, हाथी के पीछे दो हाथी, आगे हाथी, पीछे हाथी, बोलो कितने हाथी? There are 2 elephants in the front. There are 2 elephants at the back. There is an elephant in front. There's an elephant at the back. How many elephants? 3. So, this naughty Bookworm, right? Giving us troubling things to think about. But what this story about is that stories not only make us feel good from our hearts, they not only teach us things, they should make us think and puzzle. So when you look at a story, you really need to think and puzzle. The other thing that I want to tell you is when you get a book and you buy a picture book, look for some books that have predictable text. That means the sentences keep repeating themselves so that even if you're not a very good reader, you know how to read. And I'm going to show you a book before I read one to you. It's called The Wonky Donkey. 2 years ago, it was the best-selling book in the world. Now, let me go screen sharing. Wonky Donkey, and I share. So in this book, you start with a sentence. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee haw. He only had 3 legs. That's all on the first page. It says he was a wonky donkey. On the second page, you say the same words. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee haw. He had only 3 legs and 1 eye. He was a winky wonky donkey. Third page. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee haw. He had only 3 legs, 1 eye, and he liked to listen to country music. He was a honky tonky winky wonky donkey. So this whole thing keeps repeating itself, and by the end of the story, of course, you're going to be able to read hee haw. So now I am going to read you a book about Wonky Donkey's daughter. All right. And here is the book. Whenever you see a book, you must look carefully at the cover. The name is The Dinky Donkey. It's written by K. Craig Smith and illustrated by Kat Scowley. And then you look at the back of a book. Even when you grow up, you must turn a book around and see what is this book about. And it says, look at that little donkey over there. Oh, it's a dinky donkey. Dinky means chota chota. Hee-haw. This bite-sized package from the world-famous Wonky Donkey stable is full of laugh out loud fun. Laugh out loud fun means that this is going to be a funny book. Now listen, I know you kids may not be able to read, but I want you to read with me. Even if I can't hear you in your room, I want you to say the words with me because you're going to be able to do that. Now look at this book is going to tell you what it's about. Just look at the very first page. The Dinky Donkey, and the little bird is going, ta-da! It tells you how cute that bird is. Again, when you look at a book, you see the author and the illustrator. And now, if you like this book, you'll know that any book written by Craig Smith is going to be good. So here is Wonky Donkey. Wonky Donkey had a child. Here she is. You see how cute she is? Aww. Now, Wonky Donkey had a child. It was a little girl. She was so cute and small. She was a dinky donkey. Now, these very same words are going to happen on page 2, but we're going to add some words. Wonky Donkey had a child. It was a little girl. She was so cute and small, and she had beautiful long eyelashes. Look at her beautiful long eyelashes. She was a blinky dinky donkey. Now, exactly the same words are going to come on the next page. Wonky, and say it with me. Wonky Donkey had a child. It was a little girl. She was so cute and small. She had beautiful long eyelashes, and she loved to listen to rowdy music. And listen to her. She's listening to loud, rowdy music over here. Can you see her? And here it is. She was a funky, blinky, dinky donkey. Wonky Donkey had a child. It was a little girl. Hee-haw! She was so cute and small. She had beautiful long eyelashes. She loved to listen to rowdy music. And she painted her hooves bright pink. And just look at how she's painting her nails. Can you see what she's using for a brush? She's using her father's tail. to paint her hooves bright pink. And here are the words. She was an inky, pinky, funky, blinky, dinky donkey. Now, I hope you're all saying the words with me. Wonky Donkey had a child. It was a little girl. Hee-haw! Oh, she was so cute and small. She had beautiful long eyelashes. She loved to listen to rowdy music. She painted her hooves bright pink. Oops! And she had to go pee-pee. All of us have to go pee-pee. Look at her. She's holding her legs because she wants to go pee-pee. She was a winky, tinky, inky, pinky, punky, blinky, dinky donkey. Now, when you want to go to the bathroom to do pee-pee and there are lots of people over there and you don't want to say it, you just say, I want to go and tinkle. So you become a winky, tinky person and everybody will understand. Wonky Donkey had a child. It was a little girl. She was so cute and small. She had beautiful long eyelashes. She loved to listen to rowdy music. She painted her hooves bright pink. Oops, she had to go pee-pee. And she loved to play the piano. Just look at her playing the piano. She was a plinky, plonky, winky, tinky, inky, pinky, punky, blinky, dinky donkey. You all sing donkey with me? Now look how much you're going to be able to read. Ready? Oh God, I've lost my page. Here we are. Wonky Donkey. Wonky Donkey, where am I here? Wonky Donkey had a child. It was a little girl. Hee-haw. She was so cute and small. She had beautiful long eyelashes. She loved to listen to rowdy music. She painted her hooves bright pink. Oops, she had to go pee-pee. She loved to play the piano and she wore wild sunglasses. Just look at her beautiful sunglasses, right? She was a funky, plinky, plonky, winky, tinky, inky, pinky, punky, blinky, dinky donkey. Wonky Donkey had a child. It was a little girl. Hee-haw! She was so cute and small. She had beautiful long eyelashes. She loved to listen to rowdy music. She painted her hooves bright pink. Oops, she had to go pee-pee. She loved to play the piano. She wore wild sunglasses and ew, like her dad, she smelled very, very bad. Never had a bath ever. And just look how bad she's smelling because the little bird has fainted. She was a stinky, funky, plinky, plonky, winky, tinky, inky, pinky, punky, blinky, dinky donkey. Wonky Donkey had a child. It was a little girl. Aww. So did you like this story? And really, the next time, if you buy this book, the next time you're going to be able to read it. It's called predictive text, where the lines keep repeating themselves. And so children can learn to read for themselves. Now, this whole session is called When Fact Meets Fiction. And why did I choose this? Because first I was a nursery teacher, then I became an English teacher, then I became a science and EVS teacher. And what I wanted was something where I could combine English and EVS together. And I found that. So I'm going to take you over there to see it with me. One sec. It's called here When Fact Meets Fiction, which means when true things, which are EVS and science, meet stories. And this is what Scholastic has. It's a program, and what I loved about it was that science and stories went hand in hand. It's called Bookflix, and you have to subscribe to it. But all my stories are over here. So when fact meets fiction, this is the storybook, right? And when you read the storybook, after that, you read the science and EVS book. Once you understand the science and EVS book, you understand the storybook much better. And that's how fact and fiction makes you an independent learner. Now, this is something about your school. One second, let me take this away, please. This is something about your school. I read about it, and this is what your school wants. It says your programs are made so that your students become successful learners. You learn to study by yourself, and you are responsible citizens. And you are only going to be a responsible person when you understand the world we live in. And you have to know your EVS very, very well. The school wants you to develop self-confidence, which means you know how to do things by yourself without help from other people. What is so beautiful about your school is they want every child to be special. If you are a fast reader, then you can read more books. If you are a slow reader, you can read slowly and fewer books, but they want you to love reading. And they want you to enjoy what you do. They want you to know about the whole world. They want you to understand the world. And listen, none of us can travel around the whole world, but we can read books from the whole world. And that is what is so important for us. And the school wants that you children, you know and understand the world so well that you can speak for people of the world. They want to empower you. And the best way to learn about the world and to understand language is to read books. Read them or hear them, but books are something that teaches you wonderful things. So today I finished with the introduction. I have told you a story. I have read you a story. I have told you, well, not me, but Bookworm told you the difference between a story which you hear and a book that you read. Now we are going to do story pairs from Bookflix. And if we are lucky and if we have time, we have a story at the end for you. But this is a big word. When I was a teacher, I used to say that I want my students to be autonomous. Such a big fat word, but it's a very simple word. If you know what automatic means अपने आप, जो चीज आप अपने आप कर सकते हो. और बुकफ्लिक्स में ये है कि आप बच्चे अपने आप पढ़ सकोगे. क्यों? एक तो ऑथर ने कहानी बना दी, फिर इलस्ट्रेटर ने ड्राइंग्स बना दी, और तीसरा कोई बोलने वाला आपको सुनाता है. Somebody sings to you and tells you the story. And as the person is reading to you, the word that they are reading gets highlighted. So you, while you're looking at the book, learn to read apne aap, automatically. So let's go further. Now, your school wants you to be a thoughtful, thinking person so that you could be a global citizen. Which means when somebody shows you something, you shouldn't say, ha, ha, ha. You should say, इसमें है क्या? तो मैं आपको ये कहानी सुनाने वाली हूँ. इसको देखो और आप सोचो, इसमें है क्या? ये कहाँ की कहानी है? ये सारा नीला नीला दिख रहा है. I can see a jellyfish. I can see a seahorse. I can see a crab. So you're going to, I hope you're thinking of looking at the cover and thinking of questions. When you are reading, you shouldn't look for answers. You should look for questions. So I can't hear your questions, but I will give you mine. What do I think this story is about? It's not about people. So it's blue, so it must be about water and animals that live in the water. But look at the two smiling and one angry. I wonder what the story is about. And look at the name, peanut butter. वो तो खाने वाली चीज है. And jellyfish, ठीक है, ये white वाला jellyfish है. But peanut butter is something to eat. Then you realize, it's a joke. Peanut butter we put on our bread and chapati. And when we want to make it meetha, we put jam on it. And in America, jahan se the author is, they call jam jelly. So the author looked at jellyfish, thought ki main seahorse ka naam peanut butter rakhunga. Wow, good. Now I know it could be a funny story, but maybe it's not funny because down here the crab is very crabbedy. Now this is the three creatures, crabbedy, jellyfish, and peanut butter, the seahorse. This is the story, but I am going to show you them live. Sorry, this is a crab. A normal crab minding its own business. It lives in the water. It's happily eating away. But ye to science hai. But the story author has called him crabbedy. Crabbedy means angry, grumpy. So this is the end of the story. Now I am going to take you to read a book. Not a story, a book about the oceans. I'm going to make it big. And in fact, it is called My Home in the Water. Now, what is so beautiful about this book is it's a read-along book. It means it will read to you. So I'm opening the page and it's going to read to you. As the words are being read, that word will change color.
Welcome to the water. It covers 2/3 of the planet. Is it blue? Is it green? In between? It is home to strange creatures, gigantic and tiny. Some widely known, some yet unseen.
Now the wonderful thing about these books are they have been planned to cover many age groups. So over here, you have what is put here for the older children. And it's written over here, the aquatic biome includes all the habitats that are made up mostly of water. It is the biggest biome in the planet, which means to say that water and creatures that live in water, there are more creatures that live in water than any other creature on this planet. But this is really for older children. So these books have been made for multiple age groups. Next page.
Blue whale. Happy, she sings a day-long song that travels for miles, seeming never to stop. When not making waves and racing big ships, just for fun, she blows her top.
Now it gives us facts that blue whales are the largest animals ever. And so you can see the boat over here. You can see the huge blue whale, and blue whales breathe air. So when they come out of the ocean, whoosh, like a puara, it rises from their head.
Octopus.
I'm going to read this one to you. An octopus is a very special creature. I'm sure you must have learned of him all for octopus. It has 8 tentacles like arms. So you can imagine when 9 octopuses come together and they hug each other, they all get stuck. But you have to understand something. Can you do something for me? Take your arm and put your mouth over here and suck. Like that. Do it. This below here on the octopus is called a sucker. And when it sticks to each other, up, they suck them in. So you can imagine when 9 octopuses try and shake hands, they all get kuchuri up together. So, octopus. To an octopus luncheon for 9, these comrades in arms come to dine. But when hugging each other, what suckers, oh brother, they look like a big ball of twine. And here's the sad fact. An octopus can change its color to brown, to gray, to green, to blue, and to even pink. And when they're on the ocean floor, they change their color so they look like the ocean floor. You can never find an octopus. Next one is about alligators and crocodiles. I'm going to let the person read to you, but look, you have to guess what the word snout is. On every page, words that are highlighted, They're going to ask you a quiz at the end of it. So I'm going to ask him to read to you.
Alligator and Crocodile. Al's and Croc's enormous snouts are odd, and here's the key. Al's looks a lot like the letter U. Croc's looks like the letter V.
All right, now here are the facts. It's written here in this yellow bubble. Alligators can be found in North America and China. Crocodiles live everywhere else except for Antarctica and Europe. So being in India, do you think we will have crocodiles or alligators? Will their snouts be U's or V's? This is how you have to read a book. Books must make you think and puzzle so that you learn without being told.
Minnow. Never go.
Minnow is a teeny tiny fish. इतने छोटे हैं. अब जब आप पानी में चलो वो सारे आके they come and nibble on your toes and they don't hurt but they tickle. So I'm going to read this for you. Minnows. Never go wading with minnows. A minnow, as everyone knows, is an inch of a fellow who tickles you hello and nibbles the top of your toes. And it's the gyan that they're giving is minnows live in large schools, not teacher-student schools, large groups, large families, and they all stay together to keep themselves safe. And if you walk in a water which is these sweet little fish, they will come and tickle you and kiss your toes and you'll feel like laughing a lot. Okay, the next one I have to tell you about this. You do not have to agree with what an author says. This is very important for you to understand. This author says that sharks are very dangerous and everyone is scared of sharks. Bhai, lions and tigers live in the forest minding their own business. Sharks live in the ocean minding their own business. Don't be careful, but don't be scared. Right? They're all creatures made by nature just like us. So I'm going to read this one to you. Shark. It's amazing to think there are over 500 species of shark, and each one is scarier than the next one out there in the dark. Please, mat daro shark se. Dhyan rakho, be careful, be cautious, but you do not have to be scared of these creatures. But tell me, how many teeth do you have? And how many teeth will you have when you grow up? If you're lucky, you'll have 32 teeth. Do you know how many teeth a shark has? It's written over there. Sharks lose their teeth a lot and have to grow new ones. And this hammerhead shark, it's called a hammerhead because literally its head looks like a hammer. This hammerhead shark loses about 35,000 teeth in its lifetime. So many, 1,000 times more than us. I'm going to read this to you. They're going to read this to you.
Green sea turtle. I am a helmet in the sea, but so afraid of strangers. I'm extremely shy because the ocean's full of dangers.
Listen, I hope you wear helmets when you go on scooters and cycles and skating. And where do you think we got the idea from a helmet from? From the green sea turtle, because it protects its body. But these sweet green sea turtles are very afraid of us because the fisher people, like in the story jellyfish, come and catch them. And it's written over here, the green sea turtle is one of the largest turtles on earth. Now this page is
Humid homes.
very difficult.
A lake is a trout's recreation. A river's a minnow.
This is a very hard page and you've already learned so much. This page is specially written for older children because they also have to enjoy the book, but it doesn't mean you can't understand what's written. Humid means water. Humid homes means homes that are in water. A lake is a trout's recreation. Trout is a beautiful fish that lives in a lake and they love to play in water. Recreation means playing and having fun. A river's a minnow's whirlpool. In a river, these teeny tiny tickly fish, they swim round and round and round in a whirlpool when water goes round and round whirling. The ocean is one destination. All the rivers, all the lakes, all the creatures, they love the ocean. Because an ocean is cool, and this is a joke. It means cool in temperature, मतलब वहाँ पे ठंडा है, पानी ठंडा है, and cool means awesome, wow. So we have finished with this book. And can I read one more story?
Yes,
Or
you
is
can.
the time up? Okay, great.
Yeah.
This is a special story that I have chosen for you because it is about today, about all the COVID. It is called Heroes Without Capes. All right? And again, you have to really respect it. So the story is by Dr. D, and the illustration, who's telling her own story, is by Tanvi Bhatt. Right? Heroes Without Capes. Earth 2020. A mysterious silence engulfs the lonely blue dot. The earthlings are terrified. They are under attack from an invisible enemy. And the earth's mightiest heroes are out on a mission in a galaxy far, far away. But, look at who the enemy is. Can you recognize these three? They're the coronavirus. And this little child is telling you the story. Did you know that there are secret heroes on earth? Heroes who you don't always hear about. They are the heroes without capes. Turn these pages slowly as I let you in on their secret identity. Sushi, again, loves the ocean. Usually swims around the ocean solving fishy problems. But today, she puts aside her flowing cape and whispers to me, I know what I have to do. And you know who she is? Or he is? They sit with books on their computers and they talk to their students at home because schools are closed, but they still love their students and they want them to learn. Yes, the secret heroes without capes are your teachers who are working so hard. Here is another person who absolutely loves nature, hugging the mountains and the trees. On a bright sunny day, you'll find Pahad Piper tending to the earth's mighty mountains. Today, as he descends from his perch, he whispers to me, I know what I have to do. And you know who he is? He's also a COVID warrior. He is the one who tests people for COVID, leaves his home, puts on his suit and mask and glasses, goes out there and tests people. Look at this beautiful garden full of flowers, which are called flora. Pottering among the flowers and weeds, Sundar Flora hears the call. I know what I have to do, she says, and she is the doctors who are caring for all of us in these really difficult times. The doctors who are keeping us safe, they are the hero. Now, this is someone who I want to be. I want to be someone who can talk to all the animals. When he's not talking to his animal family, Babba Fauna is talking to his sister, Sunda Flora. Fauna means animals and flora means trees. But he feels the call and he whispers to me, I know what I have to do. And here he is, the delivery person, bringing things to us in our home. As we are safe in our homes, these people are walking around looking after us. Now look at this person. There's no pollution and the people breathe easily. Ah, this makes more Sam Maharaj happy. But Sam senses a disturbance in the life force and he whispers to me, I know what I have to do. And he becomes a journalist and he goes around finding out stories about what is happening to all of our Indian people during the coronavirus. And he tells us stories about what is happening so that we know. Look at this gorgeous one. Wow! Crack and burn. Fires her father and the sun her mum. Who do you think this person is? Sanya Ingus whispers in my ear. Yes, you guessed it. I know what I have to do, and this is a person, a police person, who is sitting over there looking after people. Why don't I get this right here? Sorry, keep getting confused because it's upside down for me. So here's a police person looking after the people. All right, you can see her. So there they are, the police people outside looking after us. Here's another person. You will find Koop Ki Da flying through the air, showering the people with hope and strength. He heeds the urgent call and whispers in my ear. I know what I have to do. You know, all the farmers, the truckers, the shopkeepers, all of these people who are looking after us, seeing that we have food to eat, they are the superheroes without capes. They are doing this so that we are safe. And there are some people who don't leave their homes, who sit in their homes like this lady who loves to do yoga and write stories about happy, fun things. She says, Ankita Almore is always busy spreading love and cheer. But today she knows she has to dream up new stories. And so she whispers in my ear, I know exactly what I'll do. And she illustrates this story for you so that you can hear about all the coronaviruses. And here they are, Dr. D, the author who wrote this book, and Tanvi Bhatt, the person who wrote this, made these beautiful drawings so that you could enjoy the story. They have a message for you. And this is what they're saying. All you children out there locked in your homes, I hear the whisper in my ear. I hear the call. Can you hear the call too? You know, as ma'am said to you, sitting there in your home, it is so hard. And yet, we know that you've been eating well, you're exercising well. We hope you're reading well and having lots of fun, even though it's so hard, which makes you a superhero too. But there's some more superheroes I want to talk about. The author and the illustrator wrote this book for their parents. For my mom, with all my love. Your parents are your superheroes. They are looking after you in these really rough times. I'm sure it can be really difficult, but you be strong, be cheerful, eat well, exercise well, read a book a day, sing a song a day, do a little dancing a day. And just as I end this, I want to request you. Go to your parents, give them a big hug, all members in your family, and tell them you are superheroes too. And with that, I end the story, and thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. I have loved sharing my stories with you. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot, Preminda ma'am. It was such a wonderful experience, and
Thank you.
the way you mentored and taught us different techniques, how to tell story, how to encourage the children. I hope the parents have just taken many notes, and it was really a wonderful experience. Thanks to Scholastic, and we got a platform to join your workshop.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, children. I can see your faces, and oh my God, it was so exciting to tell stories to children when I could see their faces. Thank you.
Exactly. It was really a wonderful experience.
Thank you, Sharmishta ma'am. It was wonderful being with you.
Yeah.
So I'm saying bye, and I shall leave the meeting. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, ma'am. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
So, parents, now is the time when we are going to inaugurate and announce the big surprise for you all. So for the very first time, Scholastic, collaborating with Beanstalk, is going to launch virtual book fair for Beanstalk Premium parents. It is only for the Beanstalk Premium parents, not for the outsiders. And the link we will be sharing with you in school WhatsApp number. It will in the Zoom session only, and it will be there for 3 consecutive days. So after this, Scholastic will be collaborating with other schools and they will be going to Pan India. But it is only for now, it is only for Beanstalk Premium parents. So we'll be also sharing the brochure and where you can go and explore different books for your child, different age group children, and you can check out and you can just place the order and you will be getting it. And I hope you it was a really a wonderful experience. We have learned so much, so many things about book reading, storytelling, and how to engross your child in this thing. So please do take care. I want to repeat again. So it is a virtual book fair. It will be there for 3 consecutive days. We will be sharing the link. It will be a Zoom session and it will be there for 24 hours for consecutive 3 days. You can log in whenever you feel like, and it is only for Beanstalk Premium parents. So thank you, parents. Thank you for being with us. Thank you all.